Hey. I wanted to talk to y'all today about to family caregivers about knowing kind of how to prep yourself for the things that are coming with your loved one. Because I know today I actually facilitated a caregiver support group, and this is one of the things that, of course, that kept coming up. And of course, like I said, definitely welcome to the video. I'm Tanetta, so like a social worker, life coach. Like I said, definitely welcome. And like I said, I deal with things like this on a daily basis. And I definitely, like I said, I want to share this video with y'all because I know there's probably some family caregivers or caregivers that's working with their loved ones that's out here struggling, y'all. And I hate seeing people struggle, but I know it's going to happen anyway. But I understand that. But like I said, I definitely want to provide hopefully some type of information or just information about, like I said, about this topic. Because many people, of course, dealing with, or the people that I'm talking to, are dealing with all types of health issues with their loved one, whether it's memory loss, whether it's somebody had a stroke, whether it's Parkinson's, whether it's cancer, all types of things. And I know we have a tendency to, of course, to not want to, of course, talk about the inevitable, which is, of course, that's death for everybody. I know that's hard to hear. I understand that, and I know that. I've, of course, been there with loved ones, of course. Lost people, was there when they were passing away, holding hands and stuff like that. So like I said, I know that it's hard to, of course, to hear that the inevitable is going to happen one day. We all are going to get there at some point. But what I want to kind of put into, I guess to let you all know, there's always steps in between. Yes, your loved one may, just for instance, say your loved one has Parkinson's or dementia, like I said, cancer or something like that. Like I said, while we don't know every single thing that's going to take place with this particular person, we cannot plan for every single thing, but we can plan for some things. And when I'm talking about planning, I'm talking about whether, of course, there's documents to, of course, to make sure that you have, whether that's power of attorney documents, or if you all have a will or trust or those types of things. That is only one aspect of it. The other things I'm talking about are more about how long you can actually caregive for somebody with you being okay and not emotionally and mentally exhausted. That's the main thing I want to bring out in this video. Because I know a lot of times we're like, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen. But we know what the general consensus will be. One day that person's going to, of course, if they have memory loss, they're going to stop. They're not going to know how to do anything. And forget who you are too. And I'm just using that as an example, but that's in everybody's case that has memory loss, or almost everybody's case that has memory loss. And what you can do from this point on, like I said, as far as planning, of course, yes, make sure the documents, the legal documents you need are in place, but you have to know when it's too much for you. We all know, well, I guess they ain't gonna say we all know. I know that when you deal with somebody that has, of course, memory loss, at some point, they're going to forget how to use the bathroom, number one, and number two, they're going to forget how to pick up a spoon to eat. Like I said, we don't have to have all the things that's going on right now in the whole situation, but we know that the memory is going to be fading over time. And a lot of things that person knows how to do now, they're not going to know, say, a few years, or it could be a year or a few years from now. But again, you have to know to what point are you going to continue to care for this person. It's not really about, at least in my eyes, it's not about all the symptoms. Yes, it is in a certain aspect. But no matter what the symptoms are, you have to know when it's too much for you. Whether when that person gets to not know who you are anymore. Whether you want to start looking into or knowing, or just knowing information about different care homes or different caregiver agencies in the area. Just in case when it gets to that point you can't do it anymore, you know who to turn to. You're not just left out in the dark looking crazy like a deer with his, I guess, with headlights in his eyes, looking all stunned. You have to know how to plan, or you have to know something. Not, like I said, not just the situation, but you have to kind of know some of the resources that's out there. Whether you use them right now or not. You don't have to use them today, just know about them. Like I said, just know about the agency that's in your area that can help you with power of attorney documents. Or if you have a listing of elder law attorneys. Or if you have a listing of local care homes in your area that can, of course, provide housing and memory care for your loved one when it gets to a point where you can no longer take care of them. Whether that's finding a listing of local caregiving agencies that can help you, that can bring local caregiving agencies that you can hire a caregiver to come in to help you. So you want to have everything on you, cooking, cleaning. They can do some of those things too. Like I said, it's not just about knowing the symptoms. Yes, you're going to have symptoms. Nobody can know all the symptoms, and I do understand that. But when I'm talking about planning for the inevitable, we all, like I said, we all are going to get there at some point. But there are steps in between that we have to look at as well. Like I said, nobody's going to know everything. I'm a social worker for 27 years. I don't know everything either. But I know some things. That's why I'm sharing it with you all. And like I said, it just kept coming up. It's not just today, but it's all the groups that I have. All the groups I've seen online. Different things like that as well. That people are so scared to, I guess, to look into things. I can't say it's so scary. I don't know if it's fear of what's to come or feeling like you can't. Because I know I speak to a lot of caregivers. I know there's a lot of guilt as well. I know that people are thinking that I don't want to put my loved one away. I don't want to hire a caregiver. That means I can't take care of my loved one anymore when I promised them that I would. I don't want to hire a caregiver because now I look incompetent. Like I can't do what I told my loved one I was going to do. I told my family that I was going to do. I'm scared to look into these care homes because like I said before, I promised this person I was going to do whatever it was, keep them at home for the rest of their life. A lot of times that's not possible. And this video isn't about that, but still, I still want to say that, but a lot of times it's definitely not possible. It just depends on the situation that's going on and how stressed you are and what you can actually handle as a caregiver. You don't have to handle every single thing there is in this person's life, or unless you're the only one. Sometimes that is the case. But if there's others that can help, reach out to them too. Like I said, there's steps along the path to plan for these. I guess to plan for things that may or may not happen, but you still want to know the resources anyway, just in case you have to call somebody tomorrow. Anybody can fall. I've had many clients fall and break their hip, or break a leg, or break an arm, or break something else, or have a stroke all of a sudden. Then you're left out there, you don't know what to do, who to call. At least have some type of know-how of what's going on and what's in your community that's available. Like I said, you don't have to know every single thing that there is. Nobody's going to know that. I'm not even going to know that. Well, I know a lot of things, yes. I'm not going to know every single thing that's going on with somebody or with the resource in the community. I will never know that. It's a lot to know, but at least the basics. Like I said, I know the conversations come up about, I don't know what to plan. I don't know what to do, this type of thing. It's more about what you can handle. And I understand that I don't know what to do, that type of thing. I understand that, trust me. I've been there as well. I was the second person in line for caregiving and helping, of course, the main caregiver and providing respite and taking care of a person, learning how to do dialysis and all type of stuff at home. I was that person too. I know what it means to be a caregiver. I know how that goes. But it's still always good to plan, to find out what the resources are. I keep saying planning. That's the word that comes up in my mind because I'm a social worker. But it's more about finding out what's available for your loved one when you need it. And I'm still going to say plan because you have to know when you're I guess when you're taking care of your loved one, you're doing all these things, you still have to plan for your life too. And how much you can handle. Whether you don't want to deal with anybody that has incontinence. Whether you don't want to take care of anybody that can no longer walk or move, or you can't pick them off the floor when they fall. That's going to happen to a lot of people. A lot of caregivers, unfortunately. But knowing what resources out there to help is always key. Like I said, yes, while we can't plan for every single thing that's going to happen in this person's life, we don't know every single symptom that's going to happen. Nobody knows that, not even the doctors. But you can just imagine that somebody with memory loss, they're going to forget how to do everything there is, and you're going to have to do it for them. Walking, talking, swallowing, all those types of things. Not knowing who you are. Some people get violent. All types of things happen. You know, you can't plan for every single thing, but you got to just know some of the things around the illness. Anything else that comes, of course, you have to handle it whenever it shows up. But just know that some of the resources that's out there that can help you when you need. Even when it comes to state Medicaid. Whatever state you live in, all states have Medicaid. Now, I'm not talking about Medicare. I'm talking about the state Medicaid. That's an insurance that you can, of course, that can help pay for in-home caregivers and care homes and stuff like that. When you don't have the funds to do so. Even if you're looking into stuff like that, just know about it if that's all that you do. Like I said, yes, I have to educate myself on this stuff as well. Because like I said, I'm not the only one in my family. I've had family who've been through this. My mom had hospice. She passed away. I've had a father-in-law that, of course, I was there with him passing away as well. And with my grandmother as well. Or my dad's mom as well. Same thing, grandmother as well. And other folks in the family and friends too. I have a whole lot of experience with this. But like I said, I didn't know every single thing that there was. I had to learn over the years too. I had to learn very quickly in some situations, actually. At least what's out there and what I can do and how I can get some resources if I needed them, or if the other caretaker needed them as well. Like I said, I know a lot of times we talk about, of course, the words that usually come up is, how do I know how to plan for somebody that I have no idea what's going to happen? The generalization, like I said, with somebody with memory loss, they're going to stop. They're going to forget how to do every single thing that we all take for granted every single day. Talking, walking, using the bathroom, all those things. You don't have to know. Nobody's going to know when. So no, you can't plan for a when, but you can plan for the resources to know what you need to find and the resources that you need whenever that point comes. I'm hoping I'm making sense to somebody. I guess I put it that way. Because I know I'm driving, trying to pay attention to the road too. But like I said, I definitely hope that I'm making sense to somebody out there that may need to hear this today. I know I may not be saying it in the most appropriate way, because sometimes I talk and sometimes it doesn't come out right. But I'm hoping that somebody, of course, understands what I'm saying today. That while you can't plan for every single stage, every single day in an illness, you can plan to have some resources so that you can know what to do when the time comes. Now, I hope that makes sense. But like I said, I know we as caregivers, we have to know that, understand that it's okay to know that death is coming as well. It's a hard situation to deal with. All the feelings that we have, of course, associated with death and all these types of things, a lot of times we are in denial about what's to come. That's the reason why we don't want to look at the resources. We don't want to know what's coming up. And I understand that too. Trust me on that one. I understand that. But you don't want to be stuck in a situation where your loved one falls today or tonight or overnight trying to get out the bed and go to the bathroom, and you have no idea what to do besides call 911, and you have no inkling about what the resources are in your community. I have talked to caregivers like that several times, actually. And that is not a good situation to be in. The only thing, like I said, we can provide the resources all day long, but if you don't actually look them up to figure out what they were, what they do, you don't have to do every single thing, but just enough to know what that particular resource does, so that when something happens to your loved one or you can have that. That's all that's needed. That could just be some scrolling at night online, looking up stuff like neighborhood resources, or your local AAA office. Area Agency on Aging is where a lot of that information will be. I work at one of those. That's where it's going to be. And of course, yes, there's other community resources in the area. Care homes, care providers, all those types of things. I know there's a lot of those things. But like I said, sometimes just taking 10 minutes, maybe a day or a week just to scroll and see what you can find. Call the AAA, the Area Agency on Aging, or the agency that talks about blindness or dementia or whatever it is, to see what they provide and how you can get their resources when you need it. Like I said, I know, like I said again, that you cannot plan for every single time that something's going to happen with your loved one, but you can plan to know what's out there in the community just whenever something's going to happen. It can happen tomorrow, it can happen next week, it can happen next year. We don't know that. But just plan so you won't be left out in the dark and have no idea what to do and how to take care of this situation. That's going to cause a lot more stress than anything else upon you. I've seen folks break down in that situation. Besides just call 911, they stuck, they don't know what to do. They flipping out, all that kind of stuff. The stress will definitely, and the overwhelm will definitely get to you. Like I said, I know we as caregivers, we have to know that it's okay to know that death is coming as well. It's a hard situation to deal with. knowing different things that's out in the community would definitely help you be a little bit more calmer in those kind of situations. To say, I got this. And I know doggone well y'all all got this. I know that. It may not look like it today, but I know you got that. I'm sure you do. But just know a little bit more about what's in the community so you won't be stuck out here. Don't know who to call, don't know what kind of agency provides what. At least so you can feel comfortable and know what you need to do when the time comes. And like I said before, I know that it's hard to hear. I know that you don't want to talk about the inevitable, but it's going to happen to all of us, and planning along the way definitely helps. Definitely helps. Because like I said, I can't tell you how many intake calls and caregivers I've talked to at support groups that loved one just fell yesterday. All they can do is call 911. Now they sitting up here panicking, don't know what to do, don't know who to talk to, don't know if they're going to be discharged home. They go into a care home, which one, I got to find this, I got to find that. It's a lot. But to already have those things under your belt, that definitely helps. At least a few resources. It ain't got to be the whole gamut, just 5 maybe resources. Like I said, a AAA, the Area Agency on Aging, that's the place that's going to have a lot of different resources for you. Care homes, Meals on Wheels. Our AAA is a little bit different, but like I said, definitely they'll have resources for information for care homes and stuff like that. I would say at least 2 caregiving provider agencies that's in your area that of course provides caregiving, or caregivers for you to either hire with your own income, or if the person has Medicaid, they can hire with that. Just so you can know who to call when you get too stressed and you need a break. All this stuff is for you, for real. And 2 agencies that, of course, 2 care homes that deal, if you're dealing with somebody with memory care, assisted living, whatever it is, 2 of those agencies as well. And I would add a bonus. There's agencies that's here in Arizona that, of course, they're like senior helpers and places that, of course, can help you find care homes for your loved one. They're all free. Well, the ones we've seen, some of them do try to charge you, but just know that if they do, don't go with that particular agency. But the ones who do the work for free, they get paid by the care homes themselves. So they'll help you find whatever agency that you need. Just tell them your information, your loved one information, what you're looking for, and they'll find some places for you. Even go out to tour them with you. That's a free service. Now, if they want to charge you for it, do not go with them, like I said. But like I said, knowing those few resources can help. And if you know that income is not where it should be in your household, or is in your household and is lacking, which is a lot in all of our households, I'm assuming at this time, day and age, with all this stuff going on. Just know that even looking into just figuring out what state Medicaid is, and I know our agency has a workshop on it, that kind of thing, tell you about it. If your area does not have one of those, like I said, just reading a little bit on the website just to know, so you know what it is and what they can help with whenever you need it, just in case that's something that you want to look into. Like I said, they're always, like I said, I know we can't plan for every single thing, but plan it for at least, like I said, just to help you when it comes to caregiving. And like I said, I hope those few things that I spoke about in this video help somebody out there today. Of course, feel free to share this video with somebody as well. I'm okay with that. Like I said, I just don't want to keep seeing people that have no idea what to do when the inevitable, not when the inevitable, but when emergencies happen. Like I said, I've seen caregivers so stressed out they had to be hospitalized because they didn't know what to do, and they were so overwhelmed and crying and upset and all these kind of things. I've talked to caregivers, their loved one is in a nursing facility, but they want to discharge them that day. They have no idea who to call, what to do, what's going to happen, where they're going, especially if they're saying they couldn't go home because they need 24-hour care. Those things happen, unfortunately. But you have to prep yourself. Like I said, yes, it's for your loved one. Yes, I'm saying it's for them. But most of the time it's for you. So you can be, so you can know what's going on. And so that you can help the situation and be a little bit calmer and go ahead and take care of business when it comes. Because those moments are going to come for all of us and all of our loved ones too. So like I said, definitely y'all, I know I have a few more minutes, so I'll just keep on talking until I get to the store. But like I said, definitely y'all, I hope this helps somebody today. Like I said, let me know in the comments if you're a caregiver and this helped you in some type of way. And also, it also let me know that if you're a caregiver, if there's any kind of topic you want me to, I guess, to talk on, to address, or to shed some light on, or just to educate people about, and you're needing that resource too, like I said, let me know. Let me know in the comments, y'all. I don't mind talking on it, because I've talked about all types of topics before. Because I know that people need the information. Some just don't think about it right then, because they're so consumed in the world of caregiving that they just hadn't thought about it right then. I talk to caregivers like that too, and that is definitely understandable. Excuse me. Sometimes you are already overwhelmed and exhausted and stuff like that. You just can't even think anymore. If you have a right-hand man or woman, somebody else that can be of support, or somebody that's better on social media, or that knows how to use online, Google, stuff like that, have them research for you. And just write down the places for you and tell you what, like 3 things of what they provide. You don't have to do it. Ask somebody else. Even if it's a grandchild, somebody that's younger that, of course, loves to use social media and this kind of thing, have them research. You don't have to do it. If that works out best in your situation, and if you have that person, ask them to do it. Don't be afraid to reach out to ask for help, y'all. I know that I had a hard time asking for help too. Didn't want to make it look like I was incompetent, or I didn't know what I was talking about, or I couldn't do my job, this kind of thing. But we all need help at some point. It's okay to ask for help. And it's okay to look for resources way before you need them. Because at some point you will need those resources. May not be today, but at some point you will need them. And be prepared. They help you get prepared. And gives you confidence to know that you can handle any situation that comes up. And that, like I said again, that you got this. I know doggone well you got this once you prepare yourself with the few resources that you can just keep in your back pocket, like I said, when you need those things. So like I said, y'all, like I said, I hope this video helps somebody today. I really do. And just know that you are not alone when it comes to caregiving either. It may seem like you're alone because you're in the house all day with this person, taking care of them, that kind of thing, but just know that you're not alone. Like I said, I facilitate caregiver support groups. So if you're in an area, or I guess in a town, state that has these groups, and I'm hoping that most towns do, I'm hoping, or cities do, I'm hoping. I cannot promise you, but I'm definitely hoping. Like I said, make sure that you reach out to them. A lot of folks have virtual groups now too. I have some as well. Like I said, reach out and don't be afraid to reach out. Like I said, it's the best thing that you can do, especially when you're going through this caregiving journey. To know that you got some people that, of course, understand what you're going through, and that can give tips, that can hear what you're saying, that knows what's going on because they've been down that road too. Like I said, you definitely need that support. You definitely need that support. And I'm hoping that your city, like I said, your town, your state, I'm hoping that somebody either has it in person or virtually. I'm hoping. I'm really hoping. Like I said, that can definitely be a resource for you too. You know, a lot of folks, of course, are scared their first time, of course, which is definitely normal. But just know that that fear could turn into some good relationships that you can create with the folks that's there too. I have some people in groups that, of course, they go out to lunch once a month now. I have folks that, of course, text and check on each other. The other caregivers are doing that for each other. Like I said, it can definitely be a community for support for you. And I love seeing them do that. Like I said, it can definitely be a support for you. But just don't sit there in silence and suffer in silence, y'all. Like I said, there's help out here. Like I said, if you don't want to take the time or cannot take the time, which is understandable, to find the resources, find the help, delegate that task to somebody else that loves to be online, loves looking at social media, and that knows Google well and how to maneuver different things. Ask them to do it. You don't have to always, even if it's a neighbor, ask them to do it. You don't have to do every single thing there is, unless because some people are just by themselves and don't have any other support. Like I said, definitely, if that's the case, I understand. But if it's not the case, ask people for help. Like I said, definitely, because we got to do something, y'all. We can't just sit there and say, I guess we can, because I mean, I see it happen all the time. People are sitting in silence, suffering in silence, mentally exhausted, emotionally exhausted. Caregiver burnout, like I said, is definitely real, y'all. It's definitely real. And I don't want to see that happen to anybody, but like I said, I know I'm only one person, But I know also that some people are just going to be who they are. They're not going to ask for help. But please don't be one of those people, y'all. Please don't. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and get my butt off here, because I actually got to get into Walmart, get into the store right quick. But like I said, y'all, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace out. I hope this helps somebody. Again, let me know in the comments if this helped you and how. And if you need some extra assistance or resources or information, like I said, let me know in the comments, and I'll do another video about them. Peace out, y'all. Have a good one.